Hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you happen to be. Welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. The scene is set within a familiar slash unfamiliar landscape for a lot of you. Familiar for one of us, unfamiliar to the other. Maybe you visited like once or twice, but the point being, we are well within the dream time at the moment. Two sleepers have gone ahead and drifted off to their pillow and their brick quite respectively. Um, Letting their minds and their consciousness drift off high into the ether. One of them, a Miss Cinnamon Harris, goes ahead and finds herself in whatever dreamscape that she is normally very familiar with. Where is our dreamer tonight?
You really start immediately with difficult questions. She is mm, she is walking outside of a house that's very familiar for her. House she's been living in for 16 years. Um, she follows the path down into. You might describe this as a garden, but it's more than that. It's a park. The house itself is big. It's a manor, but there is some sort of shadows that's falling over it. It's not important. It's almost as if it disappears as soon as she turns her back towards it. She walks down the path and into the valley, um, actually going down hills. She walks over the still cultivated landscape, very typical English uh, park. Every tree carefully planted, every flower, every bush carefully placed, the grass perfect, the pathway itself clean. A few leaves lying around, and as she continues on her path, these leaves start to multiply um, until the entire path is um, full of the fallen leaves of the autumn trees that are hovering above as the bushes grow denser and wilder, and the landscape starts to change from being very cultivated to a more wild looking, until she comes at a stream, a small river, and on at this river there are ruins. It seems to be a monastery, an old abbey. She she's been hiding, playing here for many years, ever since she was a small kid, hiding in the crypts or the cellars, climbing on what was left of the once strong walls. And she walks there, just rediscovering these places of old.
Fair enough. Go ahead and you walk in the ruins of this particular abbey. You find yourself at pretty much a crossroads within the structure itself. The ceiling has gone away and collapsed. The floors have already been retaken by natural earth. But the walls still go ahead and stand. They stand very mightily. This stonework, this masonry just hasn't fallen through the decades or the eons it must have stood here. One of the paths leads, well, downwards. More than just downwards. You've treaded this path once or twice before. You know that that downward path leads to a set of stone staircases, which leads to a much darker part. You would assume that was underground part of the abbey where they would store some of their various storehouses. The other one leads more towards the open field. And when you look up to the open field, you notice that the sun is starting to set. Helios has started to grow smaller, well, I shouldn't say grow smaller. Actually, it's grown to a magnificent orange and yellow size and color. But it seems to be dipping further down just behind the treetops of the forest that lay ahead.
Okay. She'll she'll continue her way deeper into the abbey itself. As night is settling, she has a few places where she used to hide stuff, in case she wanted to stay out for a night. And she's looking for one of those places right now.
You go ahead and duck quite merrily into the deeper stonework until you find something. You go ahead and you find that loose bit of stone that you've played over once or twice before. You go ahead and start to wedge it out, and inside you have that small pack that you left here. It's been mostly protected from the weather and the elements. It's got some nice treats in there, and it's got a bit of a lantern to it. A small one, but at least it's a source of light.
And as it starts to really darken in the cellar, specifically since the sun is throwing out the shadows even further, since it was lowering, she will go ahead and light a cigarette and light the lantern. Kind of lean back. She smokes.
How long have you been smoking, my good ma'am, and when did you start?
In or out of character? Question, by the way. Did I
Um,
just hear that, or
preferably in character.
in character? Okay. She looks around.
This is a question from me to you, my good ma'am.
Oh, so it's an out of character question. She
Yes.
used to smoke, like when she was in her rebel years, like from 15 to, I don't know, 17 or something like that. Probably her parents found it and threw everything away and grounded her. And afterwards, there was really no reason to pick it up again, apart from occasionally smoking at a party.
Fair enough. The light goes ahead and dims further and further, and the only sources of light you currently have is the cherry at the end of your cigarette and the little lantern that you have at your feet. You go ahead and you're smoking. You're leaning against the masonry, the cold masonry that cools your back rather pleasantly. It's been somewhat of a hot day, so the cold stone is a nice little reprieve. When all of a sudden, your foot, you go ahead and just kick a little bit too hard, strays a little bit too much, and the lantern gets tossed aside as it goes ahead and starts to roll down the stone staircase. Click, 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 click.
Damn it. She'll suddenly get up, grabbing the little care package, and takes it with her downstairs to go after the lantern. She kind of curses herself for not paying attention. This abbey is in fact a monument, and although she uses it often after closing hours, it's pretty touristic place, so if she wrecks shit up too much, she might be in deep shit. So she curses and quickly goes after the lantern.
Mhm. You would quickly chase after the lantern. The lantern actually finally finding a stop at the bottom flight of these particular stairs. Do you pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go ahead and pick it up, you make sure that it's not too busted up. You make sure that the staircase isn't too much busted up either. What you notice right away is you've been down here once or twice before. It's a storeroom, very, very historic, very, very ancient. You understand that there's a few props down here to demonstrate to the tourists how it would have looked in such these times when this castle or this abbey was still in use by, well, history. What you notice right off the bat is none of those props are here. This once historic place that tour guides will go ahead and actually lead people down. It's actually changed bit radically. You look around, there's nothing here except for this stonework. There's nothing here but the floor. There's nothing here but the walls. Maybe it's an off season. Maybe they went ahead and moved things around while you weren't looking or weren't paying attention during yeah, one of those few months that you weren't here for the summer. But when you start to look at the walls, you notice that there's some graffiti here. It's obvious graffiti. It looks like it has been, well, essentially spray painted into the stonework, ruining it, ruining this fantastic piece of history.
Ah, damn it. It's like, this means that she'll have to dig up all her care packages that are spread around and just to make sure that there are no traces of her, because for fuck's sakes, they're going to find out about this, and they will probably find out about this as soon as there are, you know, complaints or people like staff members going down here. And she knows who would be one of the persons that might get to blame for it, and yeah, it's best to make sure that she's not too much involved. She actually will turn around. Well, she'll have a quick look over what it actually is, because right now there's no one anyway. It's not like anyone's going to be here for the night.
Hmm.
So yeah.
All right. You go ahead and take a look at this graffiti. It's, well, you've seen that. Hmm. You look at it. Doesn't look like any graffiti you've seen. Usually you get a motherfucker or Tory suck or the like. This one is actually, it seems as if it may be spray paint, but a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of form and design has been put into this, you can only describe as mural, because that's what it is. It's not scrawled letters. It's an actual picture. It's an actual portrait, and the portrait is of, well, two wolves. Two wolves on a very, very dark night. Two wolves that are currently circling each other. One of them above their heads is signified with just a plain circle, a white circle, and a black center. The other one is marked with not exactly an entire circle, but more like a more filled in, more opaque whiteness. You go ahead and check yourself before you wreck yourself, and you realize that these might be astrological signs of different phases of the moon, one new and one gibbous.
Hmm.
You
Interesting.
look, hmm, you look further down the mural. Seems as if the story continues.
She actually starts to admire the well, painting, so to say. She looks around. It's like, well, chances are very slim that anyone would. She would know if anyone would sneak up. It's very silent, and she would be able to hear it. So she'll follow. I'm quite curious now. Follow down the looking further down the story, following it.
Okay, you go ahead and you do so. You notice that there is a den. Actually, shouldn't say a den. A den is where they come from. But spilling out of this den comes a litter of wolf pups. Actually, each signified with their very own piece of starlight. They seem to go ahead and follow the new moon and the gibbous moon around for a little bit. At least initially, they seem to follow around. Um, there are portraits of them hunting. There are portraits of them tending their own litter. There are pictures of them facing down a grisly monster that you can only assume happened to be a much larger bear, simply because that's how the portrait is designed. It's a huge shadow with claws and teeth and burning eyes. Never really a distinct form, but something to fight against. And then, well, one of the portraits has the gibbous moon farther in, farther, what should I say? Farther into the portrait, further away from the center of action. The new moon is tending to the little starlights. But the gibbous moon, he seems to be out there alone and overcropping. He seems to have his snout pointed out to the moon itself, and far into the distance there is a red haze and a red glow.
Hmm. She looks at that wolf and then looks at the red glow, kind of confused as to what that is. It's either the sun rising or a fire. That's how she's picturing it. She'll she'll check out to see if there's more to the story. So it's kind of intriguing.
The mural goes ahead and stops. However, in front of you, well, there's a spray can right there, and there are a few other stencils around as well. And the wall seems to continue onwards.
Hmm. And as she notices, in fact, that the spray cans are still there, she starts like shining around with the lantern, trying to see if there's anyone there. She's like, "Hello, hello. I don't know. You're not really supposed to be here, you know. You're. This is gonna get you in trouble." No one?
You,
Anyone?
you don't seem to get any sort of response.
Hmm. Okay. Must be no one there then. Good. She looks at the spray cans. Hmm. She kind of doesn't want to get involved in this story. She doesn't want to leave any finger marks behind. Mm. But then again, it's tempting, you know. Actually, the red haze, does it look kind of ominous, or does it look like morning is coming or something like that? Either you froze or I froze.
Excuse
Oh,
me. Okay.
did you freeze? Did I freeze?
Hello?
I guess I did. Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome, then I can continue. For what you can tell is that it's due to the position of the moon, due to the well-lit sky. It's not necessarily time for dawn to be fast approaching at all. And when you look at the orange haze, you notice that it seems as if one of the little stick figures of trees have already caught a bit of it, caught a bit of the red and the yellow and the orange that signifies a fire.
Mhm. Yeah, fire is bad. But fire is not something that. Um. So we'll make. Well, she'll pick up the spray cans because fuck shit, why not? It's kind of cool actually. Yeah. She'll start painting. Start spraying actually. She'll start spraying thick rain clouds.
Interesting, but not part of the narrative. This is a voice inside your head.
Hey. Hello?
Your part in the
No.
story is not to paint the environment. Your part in the story is to tell what the actors do.
Oh. Who is this?
Your sense of artistic composition, let's just say.
Mm-hmm. I've never had my muse talk to me.
Well, there's a first time for everything. Look at this. Look at this. The memorial has already been set up. The setting has already been determined. You can't go introducing things like rain when it's obviously not going to be raining anytime soon. Besides, that doesn't really solve anybody's problems, or at least doesn't let the actors go ahead and perform the actions that they need to resolve what is obviously a catastrophic event. It's too easy.
Well, I really hate to say this, voice in my head. Wait a minute. Do I recognize this voice?
Yeah,
Alan?
who's that?
Again?
Again, what?
Again with the dreaming.
Always with
Really?
the dreaming. You're dreaming right now. I'm just a
Ah,
voice inside your head.
yeah, sure you are. Should have known. Damn it, I should have known it's on a. Dude. Fine. What is it that you want? For me? That is.
Hmm. Actually, right now, I want you to finish the memorial.
Memorial for what?
Well, you have these two wolves. You have this impending disaster. I mean, I already spent time and effort inside here already to paint the other memorials, so why don't you help me out there?
How does the story end?
Well, it certainly doesn't end with rain clouds coming from on high to solve all our problems.
No, they wouldn't have asked the rain spirits to help them.
That's what some other people would do, but okay, think of this. That fire is going to go ahead and take the entire forest, I guarantee you. So,
Yeah,
what are these two wolves going to do?
find water. They
Okay.
can't save the bloody forest. I hate to say this. They can't take up the fire. They can't fight the fire.
Good. Ain't that?
She'll start painting a lake, and she'll put the 2 wolves with the cubs, rest of the pack. She'll draw them as they kind of get into this lake, and in the middle of the lake she'll paint an island.
A little bit of a sanctuary. That works. That's narratively cohesive.
So I drew the next part of your story. There you go. The forest gets destroyed because it's fire, but it will give way for new life to grow. If you want it like that, you seem to be in that kind of stuff. And the wolves will be able to live on happily.
Maybe not happily. From the darkness, a figure will start to materialize. It's not necessarily Alan. It is a form. It materializes. It looks like a very, very young yuppie tourist, actually. But you recognize this man. He was an asshole. He was totally disrespectful to everything that this abbey was a part of. I mean, the only reason you recognize him is because he had these really, really stupid cowlick like in the middle of his forehead. So that's really, really stood out to you. But in any case, this figure with the cowlick, who is a yuppie, who has disrespected this place multiple times in front of you, goes ahead and materializes from the darkness, and he seems to be wearing rose-tinted glasses.
You seem to be an impression that Cinna used to work there or something like that. No, she did not.
No, but you did see the man, and he was a jackass.
So was Cinna.
So maybe you were bosom buddies at one point.
No.
Fair enough. Continuing on. This jackass goes ahead and materializes before you, starts walking towards the memorial, the stencils, and the spray can. And he simply says, "Can I borrow that for a second? Like all of that?"
Why?
Yeah, there's an aftermath. There's always an aftermath.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I do like the idea of a sanctuary. That really touches the chord with me. But things aren't too well for 2 cubs in this litter. Forest is destroyed. Most of the prey animals have been chased away. They will not be able to come back for a number of years, maybe a decade. There's going to be a forced migration from one side of this particular forest to the other. The living space of this wilderness gets smaller. Well, I shouldn't say it gets smaller. It changes, but it doesn't get smaller. And as you said, yeah. Things are destroyed so that something else can replace it. I think you've got this. You know what? Fuck it. I think you've got the narrative down pretty damn well. I need something from you.
Okay, can you first just, look more like you? Because this kind of... Yeah, no.
All right, fair enough. 1 second. In a few seconds, there is a great stretching of flesh and bone, a creaking of the muscles, a creaking of bone, as well as the small man becomes just a hair taller. His hair goes ahead and grows out, and he becomes well, the man you would remember as Alan Stewart.
As this happens, Sinas, remembering that she still had that cigarette, when she looks at it, it seems to be almost burned down. She frowns, takes a sip, and as she inhales and the little cigarette butt kind of glows brighter, and normally you kind of see the cigarette shrink as you inhale. In this case, she inhales, and the cigarette just grows out until its normal length. Ah, that's better. Forgotten about it.
I'll give
Waste.
you that. He looks down. Yeah, I'll give you that one for free. I need something from you. I need you to do the work that you did with Sarah Block on 2 More Names.
Okay, give me the names.
All right. Name of officer. Wait, you didn't even ask for payment.
My what?
You didn't even ask what was in it for you.
Um, you're sort of a friend? True.
Nah.
Shut up. You're one of, well, whatever you think, I don't give a rat's ass. You were at least the first one who actually, helped me here. You took me onto the river. Now, I don't care how you feel about that, but to me, you're still a friend, even though we haven't spoken to each other in a while now. Even though when we speak, it's only like this.
This is just the most convenient way for me to get my message across. And of course, we've talked before. On the terrible, terrible night of terrible, terrible consequences.
Yeah, I know. But at least for my part, I think you're okay, okay?
Oh, that's very, very sweet.
So, I'm not sweet. Seriously.
Of course, you're cinnamon.
Cinna.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I need some background information on 2 people that were connected to a halfway house that was demolished only 3 days ago. I can give you the address as well as the name that it went by at that time to give you a much clearer point of origin to start off with.
Like 3 days ago.
Yeah, 3 days.
Here in New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need any other details, I mean, I have the entire demolition contract with me
What? Where exactly?
in my office.
No. I mean, where in New York?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Ah, damn it. Check.
Hmm.
It's just I don't have any contacts in Brooklyn yet. But well, I guess I'll better work on that then.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. If you need any other help or support, I can make the kinfolk that I employ available to you.
Oh God, no.
Why not?
Cause I prefer to work alone.
Fair enough. That's all what I always assumed.
And why you ask?
I went ahead and asked to offer any assets or resources that might expedite this particular task I'm giving you. because I need it done. I really do.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I'll try and do it as quickly as possible. Why? Why do you need it done? See that as my payments. Like,
Okay.
give me reasons. Give me information.
Let me tell you a story. There once was a girl, right, by the Parker family line. She had a very, very nondescript childhood. She grew up into her teenage years. I think she got into a bit of trouble, rang with the wrong people, got herself in trouble, got herself addicted, actually, probably to crack, drugs, and the like. Again, she ran with the wrong crowd, got herself knocked up to some man she probably only saw the once. Um, she grew rail thin, very, very pale, got very, very sickly. The family disappeared around her. She found herself being admitted to a halfway house with herself and her daughter. They lived there for quite a number of years without any hope of, well, any hope at all of finding anybody to bring them into some type of foster family situation until eventually the mother, very, very distressed, very depressed, looked at herself in the mirror, decided to end her life there, leaving a very, very simple note for her bastard daughter to be taken care of. That was the terrible fucking story that I found only a few days ago, and that is a terrible fucking story that I want to find out the end of.
Okay. Why did you go looking for this story?
This story found me. It's more like it.
Okay.
The halfway house that was demolished, I went ahead and took that contract for my company myself, and I did a quick once around the the lands, and I just found these things out there. I found these little clues, these little story bits, and like I said, I wasn't looking for this. It found me, and I feel like an obligation.
What happened to the kid?
That's what I want to find out.
Okay. Give
One
me the
man,
names.
okay. One man known by the name of Officer Brent Thompson. Apparently, he was responsible for the application process for foster families and the like. The other one happens to be Charlotte Parker, or Charlie Parker. I believe that is the child that was left to the state after the mother died. I do not know where in the world she went to.
Wow. And this happened 3 days ago?
The demolition? Yes. The story? I don't know. I really honestly don't know. At the time that I found it, actually, Alan's going to go ahead and shut his fucking mouth up for a second and wipe away the portrait spray paint from the wall. Shh, 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 shh. He's going to go ahead and start to produce from his back pocket several different photographs from what looks like to be a family album. Um, shing, 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 different family members until he gets to the one he really wants. And he goes ahead and expands it. And in it, you see, well, that rail thin, pale, emaciated mother and the fairly chubby toddler. Alan goes ahead and points to it. That's the best photograph that I have of the child. Um, but I can only assume that his has been for quite a while, perhaps years and years. It was it was not in use, so I was able to condemn it fairly easily. But I can imagine that that property was standing there for quite a while before I got to it.
Okay. So this is something that happened here, right? In New York, in Brooklyn. She kind of looks at the picture, simply motions for it to come closer.
It does.
And she specifically looks at the people in the picture, the hairstyle, the clothing, the backgrounds, just to get a feel of a general timeline. Like, is this like the 60s, the 70s, like maybe the 20s? I mean, even then they had photo cameras, or is it more like 80s, 90s, or maybe even 5 years ago?
This is when I realized that your character is a photojournalist.
Sorry. Yeah, this is when you realize that my character is a photojournalist. Yeah.
So what do you think?
Um, well, there is a lot that you can simply dedicate, or that you can dictate from a picture. So, can you give me? Do you have these like outside of this crazy world?
Yeah, yeah. The photo album can be provided to you, as well as
Awesome. Because I can't get the details here. I don't know what these are your pictures or these are your memories. I'm trying to get them, and they're just blurry. You just don't pay attention to the details, do you?
I do. I'm a storyteller. Of course I do.
Well, obviously not enough, because I like with this, just this image, I can't do shit. I need the original, like, or a copy of the original, but I need it like in the real world or not in the dream world. I don't
I
know.
can.
How
Okay,
do you even
okay,
call
okay.
it?
I understand. I understand. A copy or the original of these photographs, as well as several other pieces of paper, can be made
Mhm.
available at your earliest convenience.
Thank you. That would
All
be
you have to
awesome.
do is go to my office and tell them tell them Alan left you a package.
Okay, fine. Do I have the address of your office?
It's the trailer.
Oh, is that your office? Oh, dude. Sure. Yeah, the trailer. Okay.
What's wrong with my
Um,
trailer?
there's nothing wrong with your trailer.
Good.
It's a trailer. It's not an office.
It has my desk. It's where I do my work.
Okay, so names I got a picture, I can work with that. Well, there should still be a police record. You don't happen to have an uncle who's part of the police, right?
Nope.
Yeah, one could have only hoped. Guess I'll have to flirt my way inside then.
Whatever way you go ahead and choose to do it. Try do welfare records.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll see what I can get. Um, she's still studying a picture and looking at it, trying to get a general idea of the basic features of the woman, like color of hair, color of eyes, stuff like that. She she'll think on it for a little while. She actually feels a little cold. It story, like she pities the child, and and shakes that feeling off because, for fuck's sake, that sucks so badly. Like, don't want to be reminded of that. Don't want to think about that. That's nope, not go there. At least not now. She literally has to push some images in the corner back into the shadows again. Like, nope, I don't want you to come out. Stay there. She'll she'll wait. Look at the mural again. Kind of wondering, like, what's that? She doesn't really know. Doesn't really understand why the mural was important to the question. I mean, Alan could have just fucking popped the question. I mean, don't be a dick. Just all that non-straightforward bullcrap. It's like, so annoying. But well, then again, it's his way of playing games, and part of her is more curious what lies behind it. But yeah, maybe it's best not to ask yet. And at this point, I'm really kind of out of my inspiration and waiting for Austin to get back. As Senna will take sips from her cigarettes, and actually, at some point, it's like, you know what would be nice? A beer. She'll squat for a moment, and when she gets up, she picks up a bottle of beer that just happens to roll towards her feet, and it seems to be rolling quite empty until she picks it up and takes a sip from it. And, not bad. Dream beer. Just, next time I should try dream whiskey, I guess. Maybe I'll have a better taste. And she she thinks about the situation, the house, and everything. She smokes and drinks her beer. And yay! Finally, because I really did not have much inspiration left anymore.
I'm sorry, what did you fill the time with?
Nonsense.
Okay, fair enough. Where did we last leave off?
More nonsense? No. Oh, Jesus fuck. The office, the trailer, pictures, names. Oh, we were talking about police, and then social worker stuff.
Yep.
Somewhere there.
Yes, this is the time where I believe an uncle in the force or an aunt in social services would have been fantastic.
Yeah, well, alas, I have neither, but I'll see who I can get to help. I'll make sure to smile pretty. You know anyone in the, like, in or out of the SEP that might have an uncle or aunt like that?
I'd rather let the Sept get into this business.
Well, I can always tell them it's for myself.
That is a question, actually. For yourself, you're looking into adoption or fostering records, but have you ever asked for your own records? Excuse me.
Yeah. Hmm. Cinna stays silent for a long while. Basically, she'll stay silent until Austin gets back from the phone. And
All the while. Gosh darn it.
all the while, like 5 seconds.
Revolving fucking door. Damn it. Shit.
Ah,
It's like I can't get away. I just really can't. It's like really, really disturbing for me. Okay, anyways. Okay. Alan
uh,
looks at you and he's simply gonna go ahead and resume by saying, no, for you. Have you ever looked into your own records?
Cinna stays silent for a while as she thinks on this. She's like, well, not really. I never really had much reason for it. Plus, it was usually easier to just think that my mom was a whore and my father a dick, and that'd be the end of it. Lately, I've been thinking about it, and I did ask around in the UK, but it doesn't matter. It's not related to this, and I don't. I don't know if I want to find out. To be honest, I've not heard. Not everything that I've heard of what potentially could be my parents is all good. So I don't know.
Hmm. I suggest looking. I would suggest honestly looking into it. I, I,
Boy.
I, I know that you have been, but there are other ways of doing it.
Well, why would you? Why would you think so? Why would it be smart according to you?
Uh, it'd be better for you to know where you came from. We all come from somewhere, and this is essentially what I'm trying to prove to whoever this girl happens to be, whoever she happened to grow up. I, well, if I find this girl and I find out that she's in a fantastic situation that doesn't need any more involvement, if I find out that she's actually perfectly content and happy, uh, I'll simply be there to possibly tell about some of her heritage and give her some old photos that she might cherish or she might appreciate. Because everybody wants to know where they came from, even if they come from a very, very horrible origin. It's always better to know where you come from.
Yeah,
For you,
is it?
Cinna, um, this is kind of what I offer. Um, I know ways to appease the spirits, and I know ways of getting the spirits to tell me about people's past history, where they come from, and well, like you said, we're friends, so I don't see why I shouldn't want to offer this to you.
It's it's cool. I never. Well, no, I would be lying if I said that I never thought about it. Damn it. The problem is once you know it, you can't go back. Everything is different. Look, I think my parents are dicks. the ones that my parents in England. But in the end, they are my mom and dad. You know, not maybe not biologically, but they're all I've ever known. And if I find out stuff and things will change, I'm not sure if I want that. I'm curious, don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
Let me tell you this. There's a reason that you went out searching via records. There's a reason you started asking around. It was for curiosity. I believe that was a genuine curiosity. I believe that was an eagerness to find out where you came from, where your blood comes from. It's within all of us. It's why we keep records. It's it's why we keep photo albums. Is to remind us of the people that we came from. Um, and I'm guessing you didn't regret at any point asking those questions after the fact.
Well, they didn't really, they couldn't tell me much, so there was not much to regret. There are no, well, there's a report that basically says, yeah, we found you, and we brought you here and there, and then you went there, and then you ended up with these two people.
It's a nice paper trail to trail you down, but it isn't blood.
No. I don't know if there ever will be. Well, you said you had a way. How does that work?
It just involves a little ritual. Basically, I draw some of your blood. I go ahead and appease the spirits. The spirits talk to me. They go ahead and relate your bloodline to me as far as they can. They give
Wow.
me names and like characteristics. And listen, Senna,
Hmm.
even if your birth parents were dicks, by doing this, you open yourself up to a greater family that you would have not known otherwise. And I can definitely tell you, um, if you don't find your family, if you continue like this in this pseudo ignorance, you will regret it. I I can honestly tell you that you will regret not exploring this side of you.
Hmm. Well, maybe. Hmm. Maybe you're right. Okay. Yeah, maybe you are right. It's. It has been. Damn it. You see, this is why I think you're one of my friends, because you. Eh, I don't talk to a lot of people about this stuff. But you are right, and I have been doubting, especially since, coming here to New York and finding out this world. I've been wondering about my real parents and what they were like and what happened to them. If I am this, well, you know, smelly, then how come that this happens? How come that, you know, how come I got dumped where Why did they do that? Why did they dump me, and why didn't anyone ever come to look for me? And
The dream form Valen is going to go ahead and walk over to Cinna. Go ahead and drape one arm around her, drape the other hand on her head, and simply pull her into his chest and simply say, I know these questions. They're not easy, but they are questions that we can try to piece together the answers to.
think so.
I know so. It doesn't have to be this mystery. This doesn't have to be this regret. This doesn't have to be this sorrow, this emptiness, this loneliness. It doesn't have to be there. And if we do this and you don't like what you find, well, guess what? They lost you. They lost out on this wonderful girl I know as Cinna. They are the ones that are losers, not you. They are the ones that should feel empty inside, not you.
Mm. Yeah, I guess. But I'm. You know what kind of would suck even more?
Hmm.
Instead of finding something you don't like, what if you find nothing? I think I would prefer finding something that I don't like once I decide to search for it than that I would find if I find nothing. That would, I don't know.
You mean, should the method fail, or should
Mhm.
there be nothing there for you to recover?
Both, I guess. No, it's you know it's okay if like I don't know if my parents would be dead or like not, or but to just what if like the method would fail, if we would draw blanks and we would still be left with a mystery. It's like I don't know if I can handle that, like after we tried. That's why I didn't want to think about it too much.
If it does fail the first time, I know ways of appeasing the spirits because they're obviously mad with me. That would be a failure on my part. That would be my fault, not your own. Um, and even if it does fail, well, you still have the family that you built up here. They don't go away just simply because we didn't find anything. And if we do get some names, and it turns out that there's nothing at that house to go back to, again, same situation. You still have this family that you've built up.
Hmm. Yeah, you're probably right. This is the first place that I actually wanted to get back to immediately after I left. It's good. I kind of need to get used to that idea, but it's good. I think, why the fuck not? Let's fucking give it a try. Why not? Let's go for it.
Of course. Why not? We got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah, yeah, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
of course.
Yeah. Okay, totally. Do it. When? Where?
You'll probably need to give me a few days to get the ritual components, including the knife. It's a very, very important knife. It's got to be made and at least plated with silver, so that's going to be awkward to get to, but it can be done.
Does it need to be any kind of knife made of silver?
Uh, Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter where the knife comes from, so long as it comes from somewhere.
Like, the size doesn't matter?
Nope, the size does not matter at all.
Could be like a letter opener?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I might have something like that I can get to. It's like I think I can borrow that for like an hour or so.
Hmm. It won't take much more than 10 minutes, I believe. So whatever you get, go ahead and get it. And you'll probably have to leave me until the weekend, actually, because there's a lot of things that are currently starting to build up on my plate, and I'd rather try to figure out this mystery, pointing towards the photograph before then.
Yeah, sure. No, that's fine. I'll get working in that, and if you have a way to get to something silver knife-ish, then by all means. But I think that if you can't, I can get my hands on one.
Good, awesome. Anything else?
Hey, you called me here, or
Okay.
you?
I've given you your task, your mission. You're going to go ahead and investigate for me. We're going to go ahead and reconvene in a few days to do that right. Might burn the world in between then and there. That'll be funny as hell.
Always. Burning the world. What could possibly go wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Alan, how have you been lately?
How have I been?
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I'm currently working on, pointing at the photograph again. It's where I've been devoting most of my energy and attention as of late. I find that if I throw myself into a project, I'll tend to forget a lot of things that I don't want to dwell on.
I see. Sorry to hear that, but it's good that you have some distraction.
Eh, best to throw yourself into something that's worthwhile, is what I'll say.
Hmm. Hey, I've heard. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine, by the way. But
Mhm.
Leah mentioned that some people are like kind of frustrated or angry about the fact that the two of you broke up and are kind of like acting, I don't know, mean towards her.
Mm, I believe my pack mates are a little bit too protective of my feelings.
Hmm.
Maybe they're a little bit too protective of. Yeah. Look,
I'm not saying. Go ahead.
here's the thing. Me and her broke up. It
Yeah,
sucked.
I know.
It hurt, but it was like a fucking band aid. Ripped it off. Apparently, she has gone and found somebody new. I
Hmm.
think more people are upset with who she eventually chose rather than breaking up with me. Because as long as she was with me, they didn't have to worry about her falling to him.
Okay. But why is it such a problem then? I mean, sure, Travis is a buffoon or balloon, I should say, full of hot air, but like it doesn't seem that bad, you know?
You don't know half the stories.
I guess not. Do I want to know half the stories?
Probably best not.
Oh boy. Okay.
The war is etching on, further and further, and yet we have no clear enemy to fight. With no clear enemy fight, we can't gauge our progress in this quote-unquote wartime. This is what's causing frustration for most people, and yet we are still in this wartime.
Yeah, okay. But there is a clear target, right? The tree. Well, that's what I've been hearing. Am I not right?
Some people don't give two rats' ass about that tree, especially not after their work and labor goes unrecognized and claimed by others.
Okay.
Suffice to say, keep your fucking head down, okay?
I am what I am.
Good. Awesome. Like I said, this is why I'm devoting myself to a project that I can actually work on and accomplish. I am starting to hate the politics of this sept.
Politics usually suck. You know, that doesn't change. It doesn't matter how nice someone is. As soon as politics are involved, yeah, no. So yeah, I get that. Well, if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
You are helping me right now with this.
Yeah, I know, but hey, if you're gonna help me with, well, that, then I guess I still owe you.
What do I want from you? What do I need from you? Other than what I have given you? Honestly, I don't know. Some of us feel empty inside for many, many reasons, and some of us are trying to fill it with things like this, with gore stories, with trying to build their own sanctuaries, with trying to build places for their little animal friends. Some people are just simply tired with the fighting and the war, especially when it's used as justification for more terrible things. I'm not saying that it has happened in this sept, but I have seen it happen.
Okay. Well, why don't you go talk with Gerard about it? Maybe, you know. After all, he's right now. Well, he's not alpha, but he's taking over the duties. So.
She happens to be the temporary alpha of the sept until Mother Gaia releases Mother Larissa from her wrath.
Yeah, I'm still looking into that thing that I discussed with you earlier on. Dream catcher thing. Yeah.
Oh, and believe me, yeah, should have gotten that a long time ago. Maybe we're just using it as impetus now to just drudge along the last few miles until the end of this.
Maybe. Well, I'm still gonna see if I can. Still gonna see if I can try to, you know, get that. I think any kind of help that we can get is still help that we can get. So yeah, but no, I'll look into this, and then I guess how do you want to contact me? Do you want to have like a face-to-face meeting, or are you gonna do this again?
Come by my trailer when I call you.
Okay. So, and the information that you have for me is also at the trailer, right?
Yep. Just walk
Cool.
around, tell them that Alan sent you, and he has a package for you.
Yep. I'll do that.
There is the smell of smoke and brimstone that's starting to build up from the darkness.
She checks her cigarette to see if maybe it's that, or if it's the lantern or something else. Can you smell that?
Smell what? The smoke and the brimstone start to actually billow from the darkness and starts to hang on the ceiling of this tunnel, creating a very, very thick, hazy, and black cloud over you that starts to descend.
Oh, fuck. She'll go up the stairs.
You can definitely go upstairs. The smoke goes
She'll
ahead and no, but it follows you quite briefly. But you notice that as you go ahead and walk down the tunnel, it gets a little bit more thinner and thinner and thinner. And if you continue on, you'll realize that the smoke sort of dissipates in the air up towards the surface. But you're not. Alan doesn't follow you.
Damn it. Alan,
But
there is a lot of smoke there. Get your butt out of there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, dude, that fire that you kind of sprayed, it seems to be going pretty well.
Going where? From further down the tunnel where you hear Alan's voice, there is there is an orange haze that starts to billow up.
Well, coming your way? Are you coming?
It's just a dream. It isn't going to hurt me.
Well, still doesn't sit well with me, you know?
Well, what does
Look,
Sinead choose to do?
she's choosing to look up to see if she has any. Oh, wait, we don't have courage. Roll willpower then. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah. Look, either you're gonna come out now, or I'm gonna come in and get you.
I'm perfectly fine where I am.
Fuck
I think
that.
it's you that has the problem.
Sure I do. She walks back down.
Okay. You walk back down. As soon as you get down there, the smoke's starting to choke you, actually.
Alan! Alan! God damn it, where are you?
I'm right here. The voice is like, 5 meters ahead of you.
She kind of starts to feel through the smoke.
Okay. Start to feel through the smoke. Your hand goes ahead and starts to collide with the now very, very, well, rapidly warming, I should say, stone masonry. It starts to fumble over it. You're starting to actually sweat with the heat. Eventually, you do find something. It's like, well, it's tethered clothing. Well, it's the clothing that you figure belongs to Alan. You grab a hold of it tightly.
Oh, come on! I got you. Come on. Come on.
Duck your head.
She complies.
All right, you see that Alan has already done so. He's in a crouch position. Didn't they ever tell you in fire safety to go ahead and duck down below the smoke so you don't choke? Alan is starting to walk in the direction of the exit.
Actually, damn it, there's smoke in my lungs. No, I've never had that kind of training.
Must be all well. He continues to prod along. I guess it's simply you decided to start smoking at a young age. You're like, no, no, I don't need fire safety. I'll fill my lungs with the smoke.
Seriously, I've never had any kind of lessons about fire safety.
Okay, first lesson. Smoke billows upward. Go downwards. Crawl. No,
Okay, okay.
seriously. We're doing this now.
Yeah.
And Alan's gonna start to fuck it. Alan's gonna start to lead you. Back towards the tunnel, towards the door that wasn't actually there before. Alan's gonna go ahead and stop. Go ahead and then wrap his hand up with a a piece of let's call it just a cloth, a handkerchief. He's gonna go ahead and very, very tentatively touch the handle. Okay, okay. Smoke's starting to blow up a little bit more. Hot handle means fire on the other side. Cool
Okay.
handle means safe. Goes ahead and starts to open up the door. Starts to lead on further. Outside. uh, More towards down, there happens to be that stone staircase. Ellen's starting to stand more upwards, more upright. He's gonna actually reach his hand back. Okay.
Yeah, fine. Fine. Just go.
All right.
Okay.
You both start to hep upwards and outwards towards the open air, the open sky, and Alan's gonna go ahead and walk a few paces, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna go ahead and point to a large blanket. Some firefighters are outfitted with things called fire blankets. It's to put out the victims in the case that they are inflamed in fire. Usually, what the victim should remember to do is to stop, drop, and roll, just so that if they do catch fire, they roll all over. They can try to put it out themselves, but a fire blanket is immensely useful just simply because it takes out all the oxygen around the victim. You understand?
Stop, drop, roll, and if there's a blanket, throw it over him.
Awesome. I'll demonstrate. Alan goes ahead and catches fucking fire and screams his ever loving head down and drops to the ground.
What the fuck are you doing?
Ah! Ah!
Oh, the blanket. It's in a kind of runs towards the blanket or tries to run as well as she can, and grabs it and goes back to Alan and kind of throws it over him and starts patting like at him. But like, what the fuck?
Shing, shing, shing. You go ahead and throw the fire blanket over the burning Alan. Alan is currently rolling backwards and forwards on the ground, and eventually the fire that did catch a flame goes ahead and is subsumed. It goes ahead and extinguishes by itself. Good first lesson.
No, I don't want first lessons in this. I like this.
Oh, believe me, it's much better to do it when the consequences are not so dire if you don't do it right the first time.
Uh, you say so. Oh boy, you say so.
I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No, no, you're not.
Well, it could have been worse. You could have been laughing at a flaming Alan.
Why would I be laughing at... Dude. Okay, fine, it's a dream. I understand, nothing can happen in a dream. So yes, I could have sit there and laughed, but... No. I would not laugh at you like that. Jeez. What do you think of me?
What do
Huh?
I think of you?
Yeah.
I think that you put up a very, very strong front for most people, and not a lot of people actually see you this week. And I do thank you for showing it to me.
Damn it. You know, I think it's best if we just stick to the business stuff for now.
Sure, sure. If that's the way you want to go ahead and play this, we'll go ahead and play it like that. I believe your alarm is going to go ahead and go off in a few seconds. I don't know what it is. What is it?
What, the alarm?
Yeah. Oh wait, never mind. The sun is about to come through the curtains at any moment. I can feel it.
I was gonna say I don't have an alarm.
Okay, awesome. The sun is going to go ahead and start to raise in the landscape of this dream. It's going to start to peek out from the horizon. It's going to go ahead and be this brilliant ball of light energy and just simply fire that goes ahead and blinds you for a few seconds. You hear the voice of Alan saying, "Oh, that's my time to leave. I'll call you
Bye.
later."
Damn it. I hate sun in my eyes. Mm.
You find yourself within your own bedchambers.
Oh, good morning, I guess. Ugh, I hate mornings. Time for coffee.
All right.
Mhm.
With that, I would like to thank everybody for coming. And thank you for watchers for watching. Thank you players for playing. And we will see you all next time. Good night.